Good morning, friends. I hope you are doing well this morning. So this is day 12 of the yoga challenge, and it's the weekend. So generally my practices look a little bit different because my kids are home. So I definitely still get in a practice, but sometimes it might only be half an hour, 45 minutes. And depending on what we're doing, we kind of just try to get it in the morning and go from there. But videos are a little bit trickier to make with the kids at home. So I'm going to make a really quick video today, and I just wanted to touch base and just say, just be basically a reminder to take care of yourself during this period. So we want to make sure that we're nourishing our bodies, making sure that if you're starting to get sore muscles, sometimes we might get them in the beginning when we haven't been doing a practice, and then we start a practice, we might start to get those sore muscles and tension and tightness in the beginning, or it might come, a week or two and you might be starting to feel a little more tired, depending on what your practice looks like, right? If you're really pushing yourself, you're going to start to feel it more so now. So, and of course your cycles, right? And we talked about that. So yeah, just basically a reminder to take care of yourself. I did write a blog post a while back about some pre and post yoga snacks that I like to have, and just kind of talk a little bit about how I eat. And I'm on here by no means telling you how you should eat, but it's always nice to have inspiration and ideas. And yeah, so I have a lot of recipes on my blog. So today I'm just here to remind you guys, the challenge is just to make sure you take care of yourself. So if you need to go soak in the bath or sleep a little longer today, or nourish your body with some yummy food, make sure you do so. And I will post down below some of those ideas. It's from a previous blog, so some of you guys might have already seen it. But yeah, so for you guys to just have some ideas if you're kind of like, oh, I don't know what to eat and I'm kind of struggling. So that's about all for the challenge part of it. I did want to touch base, since we're talking about food, I wanted to touch base on this sugar-free 30-day challenge as well. So I'm still sticking to it. It'd be 12 days. So I started the same time as yoga, so 12 days with no sugar. And it's been really interesting. My digestion is still trying to figure it out a little bit. It's not horrible, but it's still kind of trying to figure out how, because my diet went from such it was quite drastic difference. And it's funny because I don't eat a lot of like processed sugar. Like I don't put like sugar, like just white sugar or anything like that, but I do have more like fruits and juices, and my teas, right, have sugar in them and stuff like that. I did also cut out bread, just because I have a really hard time with bread. So I always go usually gluten-free, but I thought for the challenge I just kind of see how my stomach does. So besides the little bit of digestion of just trying to like my body trying to figure things out, it's actually not been too bad at all. But I have noticed, strangely enough, the biggest difference I've noticed in my body and how I feel is a few things. Like I'm not as hungry. I used to get so hungry, so then I go and I'd be running around and grab a piece of fruit or whatever, and I almost felt like I went up and then I crashed, and then I'd be starving. And so it's really interesting how like I've added more protein and more fats to my diet, and those being like nuts and seeds, tofu, some protein powder, some like gluten-free protein powder, and stuff like that. So all plant-based, but yeah, it's just been really interesting that just upping that for me has made a little bit of a difference with my hunger cues and stuff. I'm feeling a little bit more satiated, so that's really nice. The other thing I've noticed, which is huge for me, is my muscle pain has decreased a lot. And this is really interesting to me because I really struggle with chronic pain, and when I go bouts of not doing yoga and then I start doing yoga again, I will go through weeks of like migraines and headaches and neck tension and shoulder aches and back in my calves, my muscles, and my legs. So I tend to have a lot of discomfort day in and day out. So that's been really interesting to see, like cutting out the sugar and, you know, some of those processed carbs, like the pasta and the bread, and just seeing like how it feels in my body. Now, I like food and I like to have like a balance. Like I don't know how this is gonna look after the challenge, but it's really interesting, and I'm just seeing quite a big difference with my body and my recovery from my practice and from hiking and stuff like that. So anyways, this is just my personal experience. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I just thought it would be fun to share. I always find inspiration when people share their journey, especially people who struggle with similar issues to me, like chronic pain or stomach issues, because I think the people who live with it are always kind of searching and trying to figure out like how can I have a good quality of life. So if I can be of a little bit of assistance or inspiration, that's awesome. So yeah, so that's what I've been finding. It's still really challenging. I definitely have to plan my meals, and cooking for other people who like to have bread and pasta and all that stuff is definitely a little bit of a challenge. But you know what? You just find the other version, right? You know, I always, you know, we had a burger, veggie burger, and, you know, I find I just wrap it in lettuce, right, instead of bread. So there's lots of options. You just get used to kind of like supplementing things out and changing things a little bit. So, but yeah, so that's the sugar challenge. So I don't know if anyone was curious about how that was going, but I do try to post my meals once in a while on the stories, just to show kind of some of the different things I'm doing to keep my body happy and satisfied. And yeah, so that being that, I will probably check in with the sugar challenge in another, I don't know, a couple weeks or something, maybe towards the end, just to see how I'm feeling and see what my thoughts are and see what's changed. And yeah, all right, so go take care of yourself, have a green smoothie, lots of water, go have your vegetables and fruit, listen to your body, whatever feels good for you, and yeah, take care of yourself today, and check out the blog post below for any ideas if you're looking for inspiration. All right, have a wonderful day, guys. Lots of love.